Okay. So one. So, do you need to install? Oh yeah, I forgot that I did that. Whatever. You don't need to install Handy for this. It's okay, good. But using the wrong import. React Native paper. It's like I've never heard of that. Oh, so it does come with button, yeah. I thought I saw that. Cool, and this should be TypeScript out. Hopefully it's TypeScript. Yeah, it's a one-shot perfect with TypeScript. We got use state in there. It should have a required on there. Stuff like that. And then I think it does a console log. Where's the console log for the validational? I think I missed it. Handle val. Oh, here it is. Sorry, I was trying to look for a straight line. That was my bad, and still it's a little light, but it's getting a little bit better as the sun moves away from here. And it kind of adjusts. So, all right. So now that we have that, we have to just implant this somewhere, and then we should be good. Now, how do we implant this? That's the real thing. I forgot. But it's not that big of a deal. It's actually quick and simple to do with deductive reasoning. Okay. This is a weird one. Oh, is it the same thing on the other ones? Yeah. This is why I know I should be like changing this up, because the logic for this should be handled differently. Especially for what? The Twitter at the bottom here. Oh no, this is accounts modal. What the heck? Hold on. Where was that when I did? Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay. That'll have to be fixed up. I'll have to at least do it, but I don't want to really do that now because it doesn't matter. It just still should be moved somewhere else and cleaned up. So that's always on my brain. But let's kind of focus on the main point here. How is the account modal actually working on the app TypeScript? So then I can know how to use this before. Sorry, my eyes hurt so bad with the sun blocking literally just the one thing I need right here. It's very difficult. Here it is. It's so hard to see. If it gets any worse, what I may do is actually switch the... No, I can't actually. I'm using Elgato directly plugged into this monitor only. So I can't actually do anything with that. That sucks. Let's continue on. Where's the calendar modal? We have the login modal. The modals container. How is this being used? Render the app. Oh, okay, so they're propped in modal container. Ooh. Oh yeah, and we were using props and stuff like that. So accounts modal. Yeah, we were using props to drop that in. That's essentially what we were doing, to kind of group everything together. So yeah, accounts modal from here is visible. And then afterward, post modal and settings modal. Are those the only three at the bottom? Oh, and did this die? What happened here? Oh, I think it died probably because of some sort of Twitter thing in the background. Must have. No task registered for each key. Yeah. Oh, did I actually kill this by hitting the button? That's cool. This is actually really useful then. But I still will want to. Do I want to even go in from Google? No, I will need. I will want to go in from Google. So. There she blows. Nice. Okay. So we go into this and oh yeah, so then we go back. That's all I need to do. I need to figure out, so it says linked social media accounts. Is that in here where it says linked social media account? Okay, so yeah, it's in this section here. All I need to do is know how that's caught into this when I hit add another account. Huh. Oh, is new account visible? This is all I need to do. Set new account is visible. Use state false. And if it is visible, then it shows that button. That's still not helpful for me for knowing how that's placed in. Just looking through. Because we have our accounts. We have the post. But I don't see, let's say, for example, the import. And I know that's a button that works. Yeah. Okay, I know that works. We have our post tweet. We have our camera, too. That's the thing. Where are these coming from? Because the only thing we have are post. Where's, like, the camera and stuff? Is that an app TypeScript? That would make more sense. Because I think that's what's getting me weirded out here. Container. You know what? I want to make some progress instead of just standing here. Oh, I pressed it. It didn't do anything. So that obviously was key there. I mean, I like it. That's what I want to see. If I made two of them, they'd do the same thing, right? That's what I want to know. It doesn't. I don't like that. Failure. Catastrophic failure. Can I say test? Oh no, I don't like that. So it's not using like pure render of that, like each, you know, that. So don't get it. This can't be what I'm looking for, but app.typescript is the source. But I haven't seen any of the words like the word import at this point. But import is too generic. Camera would make actually more sense. Yeah, and camera is nowhere to be found. So now we need to actually search this thing downward. Oof. Okay. So camera, and that's lame because camera comes everywhere. It's not like easy to just find exactly what I'm needing. Now I can do, for example, maybe something like this. That's where we got it. It's in the footer. Oh my goodness, that's right. We made a footer component. Okay. So now that we made a footer and we see everything, we at least have, okay, yeah, so this is a function that goes right there. If that is set account visible is true. It's just another modal. Is set account visible. And that's a prop for the variable that gets injected in. Is count of visible, invisible, visible. I'm just trying to know, because if this is the case, I think I know what I want to do, but it's really annoying if it really is that case. But it makes the most sense. When you press something, you set it to be visible. That's it. Is whatever visible. That's what we're gonna have to do. I thought there was another way to do this in particular, but I don't know. It just seems very eh. There could be another way to handle this, but I don't want to do a complete refactor and just go through things that I'm more comfortable with. I should finish up this. So let's continue. We're gonna go and go to where the account modal is, right here, where it says FA Twitter, provider Twitter. But we don't need this. We instead need to make this do something completely different. We're gonna go like this, take this down. We're gonna go set is whatever blank true. We're gonna say something like set is Twitter login visible true. Perfect. That's easy for me to emulate and kind of reverse back to connecting to this modal, because if we do this, ooh, but this drops in from the footer. Where would I want this coming from? I could leave it right here. Shouldn't matter. And that's in 417. So yeah, 417. Because I could essentially right now make a, I think, use state. I'm pretty sure. I think it's use state is what I'm looking for this. This is a prop that comes in from here. It's a prop that comes in from app TypeScript, like an optional prop that you draw, or not optional, but probably required prop you need, drop into the footer. I just need to find out where the hell the footer is. Where's the footer? I mean, actually, that doesn't matter. I could just look at use state right here at the top and call it a day. I just needed a use state example because I don't remember anything, because I'm a pleb. Get Twitter access token. Log in with this. And so, yeah, I gotta really move this stuff. The Twitter stuff is so much code that does not need to be here. That's a huge chunk of code that needs to be moved somewhere else. I'm gonna say const, and then I'm gonna say is Twitter login visible? Yeah, use state false, and then we put it with true. That should at least give me something to bring up whether or not the calendar is visible or not. But we need to have the logic, I think, set. So like if the calendar is visible or not, what happens? Set is calendar visible with what? Oh, the variable that we just get in and check sign and status, and then they're set as TypeScript React dispatch state actions and stuff. Is it that time? Let me see what this is about. Or is this Xbox bothering me? It's Xbox. Okay. I thought it was you, Alicia, texting me. Xbox bothers me exactly at 10 on the dot every single time. And they're like the only ones I allow to do because I'm like, I'm still young. I'll allow this notification to still feel young. But back to what I was doing here. I need to know how I use these use state effects to open and close something. It's the only thing I need to understand. Is the calendar visible? Like in the, yeah, because then we have is calendar visible. But is this the only time you're using it? How many times? It can't just be for is. Oh, it's a return, I guess. Yeah, for that one, that makes sense. I need is account visible. I need something else. I need something that I can see. It just keeps injecting it into a prop. I don't understand how it's used besides that. I don't understand. I just want to see how it's used. Starting to get annoyed as I keep seeing it drilled into props. Meaning I'm trying to, like, it's a variable that keeps getting passed from file to file. I don't see where exactly it's being used for me to do anything yet. What the hell? Go into the footer bar. But what does that do? I still don't understand. It just says it sets it to true. That's all I've seen. That's all I've literally seen. I literally don't get it. I'm trying here. Because props can require params. You're putting in the param. You're sending it as a with the whole state in itself. And the only thing you're doing is doing true and false. But there's no true and false condition for this to matter. Like, it's not reactively connected to a component, is it? That's what I need to find out. Is account visible? Oh. Oh, yes. That could be what I was having a problem with. No, wait, no. Is account visible? Is account visible? Is account visible? Set is account visible. So now we're going back to the modals one. It's a boolean for container props. And then it's in accounts modal. It says what? Current ID is not null and accounts modal will. I don't get what that return is. I don't get what that is. This logic right here. This is a very weird statement. It's very difficult for me to figure out how any of this is working. Post-modal. Well, maybe the post-modal one will be more helpful. Is visible boolean. I must be missing something. There it is. Oh my goodness. Is that what it is? It's just an is visible. Is that just what it is? Okay. Hold on. That's all I needed. Because if that's what I needed, then I think I'll feel a little bit better. Oof. That was hard to find. Because I do not do that often. Oof. My head was hurting there. I think I found it. Yeah. This is it. This is where I needed. Okay. That's what I needed. So is calendar visible? Is visible? Is this? Is that? Is this? Oh, they even got a the GPT even made a is visible type of variable in the Twitter one for me. Thank you. Cool. But this is what I know I can do, and I'm gonna say is visible as well. I'm not gonna be a pleb here. I'm gonna make it kind of the same. I should put is visible everywhere, but again, let's kind of just keep this normal. Where was the visible? Okay, yeah, so here it's a Twitter login prop. I can drop this in, but we should actually make sure that that's the same for something else. Let's say like the post modal again. The post modal was a great example of what I needed. So so is visible. So okay, so on close on blah 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 blah. On close. Okay. Now we just need to look at how post modals dropped, and I think we're pretty much set to be able to use this thing. How did I use post modal? Post modal has to be here. Wait, what did I do here? Oh yeah. This is exactly perfect, because then we use that for whatever the prop is that we're going to be building to reach this. Pretty sure. Just forgot how that works. Where is the post modal? Oh, well, no, the post modal would be coming from the modals section altogether. Yeah, this is how it would originally work. It'd be something like this. But this comes from a button, right? This could get a little bit more annoying than I thought. This could get a little bit more annoying than I thought. Because app.typescript is probably what I'm looking for, because I combined those things into the modal container, and so that's extremely important. The modal container is post visible, is account visible, like it has all that stuff. Now the reason I'm trying to do this is because I'm trying to figure out how this component works. Like I could just drop it, but I don't understand where I'm dropping it to as far as the button. I've been working on Svelte. I haven't been working on this for that long. And it's like every time I remember, it just immediately gets out of my head. So now I have to cancel this out. It's still, like, you see what I'm saying? It's still there. That's what I don't like. It's still there. Like this button. Yeah, I don't care about that. This button at the bottom. Is it the footer thing again? God, that thing is annoying. There's so many like places to look. It's very hard to catch. Where is it? Footer. There we go. Let's try this again. My head just keeps spinning every time I get close to this. I have to lower that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna let you go from here. All right. All right. I'll talk to you after or later. All right. Bye bye. Okay. Let's see here. Is set visible? And the main reason I'm just getting so annoyed. Like I don't care about this at all. How is this? Oh, okay, here we go. There we go. This is what I needed. No, this is only a piece of it. Oh, but we don't need a count to connect. We just need the variable. We just need the variable. Oh man, my head hurts thinking about that. That's insane. We just need the variable. I didn't even realize that. Like, we just need the variable. So if I think about that in my head, we need to write, where is the footer? Where's the footer thing? Not the footer, not this, but not this one. Where is it? The accounts one. Okay, so in the accounts, this is where I need to be. I need to visually look at these two things. It's already set that way. Then I know I'm missing something else to this. There's something else to this. I need to specify the drop-in for this. And I don't know how to do that. I honestly don't think that's the problem. I don't know how to do that. It doesn't matter for any of this stuff if I can't place the modal somewhere. The footer still doesn't even make any sense to me either. It's like as if like I don't understand where the logic is comparatively to the component stuff anymore. I completely forgot. Like, this is the component stuff and the logic, but I still don't know where the, like, it's like I will remember as I'm doing this, I'll remember this is the accounts, but I don't see how accounts is connected to this only besides the variable that was there, but that was drilled in from the top of app TypeScript. Where's app TypeScript again? Here it is. So we have these three things at the bottom here. The modals container. Like, what gets to me is I don't even see the footer on this. And so it's like it's hard for me to like even understand how any of this is working. Modals container, I assume, has footer. Modals container does not have footer. Where the is the footer coming from? I've been through this way too many times. How have I not known where the footer is coming from? Really? Ah, jeez. It's coming from the calendar? Oh, well, technically, yeah. This makes sense. Ugh. I forget that. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense that that's the case. So everything is coming in from calendar. This would make sense. Now, please tell me that calendar shows the up here. Okay. This makes sense. Because visually on that screen, the calendar would have everything. So then from there, you would import it in. There's no point of importing it in at the top because the login modal is its own window. The calendar modal is its own thing. But I don't even get the modals container. That, to me, makes no sense. It's like all the other containers I just have that are from inside after, I guess. Like, the accounts visible is Google sign-in variables, is set post visible for the post modal, is settings. So you got your settings in there. So you have your accounts, your settings in here. But again, what gets me annoyed is, oh, but again, that's the difference. That's the major difference. So these components are just the logical sets, I'm pretty sure. Like, because in the modals, if I go here, there are no actual visual things here. This is just letting you know what logically happens for each thing. For each component, this is what logically happens. It's very annoying because it doesn't look like JavaScript to me. Well, some of it, yeah, some of it does. And then inside the footer, that's where that happens. But again, the footer comes from the calendar. But the modals seem just to be the logical points. Everything that you would actually do comes from the calendar. Like if I go to the calendar section here, we should have a bunch of actual visuals, yeah. that returns back. Wait, what? That's not what I'm looking for. Why do I keep seeing so many things that I don't care about? Like, what is this? Post date? I don't care about that. Okay, yeah, I don't care about that. There we go. This is extremely helpful. The footer nav bar. Thank you. Because if I take that away, then the thing doesn't work. I still don't know where I'm supposed to put the login for Twitter. I think this is what is causing me the biggest thing. I'm trying to figure that out. Like, and make sense of why I put things the way I do. Like, if I put the footer in the calendar, that makes sense because it visually showed up on the calendar. That means that in theory, I should visually put the nav bar. I should visually put the component of the nav bar in the account modal. I should put that in the accounts modal. Oh yeah, you won't see it. That's the thing. You won't see it because it's not a visual thing. Got it. And it's inside the model here. Or what's this? What's inside this model? Full screen? Inside this model? Oh yeah, model. Yeah. And then so this is where we're gonna place it. Okay, I had to really think. I was like, oh my god. Okay, so 427 is where we're gonna place it. That took like maybe 20-30 minutes. But I think I'm getting it. So import geez, I don't even know how to do imports. I couldn't tell if it was like componentized or something or whatever. Twitter login. From there, thank you. Then 427, 428, whatever. And then do Twitter login. Set is visible. I never. Yeah, I was gonna say it is visible. Wait, why would I do both? No. In fact, we never asked for that. We never asked for any of this. Why are you doing all this other weird stuff? Twitter login never asked for this. I thought you should be able to read the... Ah, jeez, my fingers. I thought you'd be able to read that at this point. No. Yeah, it should just literally just be is visible. I don't know why it's giving me all this other crud. And then... Stop, like, putting in other things. Look, how do I... Jeez Louise, I'm starting to get so annoyed at myself. I can barely remember anything. What are you complaining about? Okay, it's just because I don't know what I'm doing, like usual. But I know how to fix this. Because I know that it got that from somewhere else. It got it from, like, postmodal. Wait, is there no on close? Is there really no other on close? No, I don't care about that. Because at that point, I kind of don't care then if you don't have something. Wait, what? Oh yeah, then we just say on close. Is set. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Oh, man. Now, hopefully that works. Oh, that sounded weird, whatever that error was. Let's refresh this whole thing. That was a little annoying, to be honest, but it's fine. Has not been... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Something happened. No. This must have happened a while ago. Something must have really happened. Is that what the hell? What? Never seen that before. The JS Hermes. Yeah. Give me a moment. I'm gonna get me some water. I'll be right back. Actual water. Where's some water? Water. I need more water. I am literally draining out all the water. All right, found the water. Well, I hope it didn't just push onto my. Oh my God! Could you imagine if it pushed onto my headset? I would laugh oh so hard. If this thing pushed onto my headset. Hold on. Oh, it pushed onto my headset. What the heck? Oh! It pushed onto my headset. What the heck? I don't even know how to... What the... That's crazy. I wasn't even trying to do that. That's probably what was going on. It pushed onto my Oculus headset. That's crazy. I wasn't even... That's crazy. That's probably what was going on. Cannot read property use state null. Oh, my stomach is hurting. So bad. Give me a moment if you don't mind. Use state null. I don't like when stuff gives me very random things like this. Reason why this is annoying is because I can't even find out exactly the file. That's one of the other reasons why it's very difficult to kind of mess with this type of stuff, because unlike Svelte or other frameworks, the stuff to find whatever the issue is very obfuscated. Now there are a couple ways to kind of handle this. Really, we can go like this. We can go like this. We can go like this. That was the issue. Just simply this being there is an issue. Wait, oh, can we the body of a function. So I can't, in other words, I can't be lazy. Is that what you're telling me? I can't be lazy. Okay. This is just so much more annoying than I thought, but I have an idea. We're going to have to get serious just for a second. Let's go into libraries, helpers. I'm going to say Twitter helper.ts. I'm going to say this is just for let's see here, because I'm gonna start to get serious here. I'm like, first off, if we're gonna get like that and you're gonna start to just annoy me, we're gonna first off remove this, move that into this, and then from here, what else did you want? Await linking. What the hell is that? Linking. Okay, so import React Native linking. Take that, put that up at the top here. Use effect. You want use effect? We could give you use effect. What else do you want? Okay, good. So now you're quiet. That's what I wanted. That's what I expected. And then from there we have the other stuff hidden out. But I will import in, log in with Twitter just to have it, so I don't have to have any issues. No, I hate when it does that. Do you not have anything on this? What the heck? What was it? M? Modals? No, it wasn't modals. It was libs. Lib. Helpers. Twitter helper. Now I can actually focus a little bit more and set this to this and then say something like, actually, well, yeah, we'll just say set is Twitter login visible boolean, and then from there we can go back down to here, and man, that water helped out a bit. My brain started really working. This is okay, and then from there we'll finally, at least then we are kind of making our way back. Making our way downtown. Do 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 do. I feel like I'm just missing something so foundationary. Because this isn't how that works, you know? So I almost don't want to do that. I almost want to say, I hate when I see stuff like this. This slows me down so much. I hate seeing small, minor things that are just effing different, man. I really hate it so much. I can't stress how much I genuinely hate it. Now, counts modal. I don't know why this is like this though. This is one thing that genuinely I didn't understand. Still don't. I think it was probably something that I was upset with. But I need to see what the heck this is. So I don't know why we have it like that, but... Oh, was it because it had an issue when I did that and it needed to be all in one line? Was that what was going on? Oh, that's terrible. What? Why? Why would they do that? You can't let me have it on multiple lines? Is this why I was struggling so hard last time? Oh no, sorry. Actually, I'm going down a rabbit hole of nothingness. What I need to do is really just say, is Twitter login visible? I don't even think that really needs to be like that. Do I really have to drill that high up? Do I really have to prop drill the whole way up? I would feel sick. I would genuinely feel sick if this is the case. I really am prop drilling down 3 levels in. My head is starting to hurt when that happens. There's no way that this would be normal. There's no way this is normal. Because I just want to see where the fuck this thing comes from. Like, I am tired of like having to see it come from another prop. Where the fuck is the app thing? Why is settings up? Postmodal. Don't care about that now. Here it is. App TypeScript. Get this out of my way. And I don't even care about this thing right now. I just want as much space and real estate as possible, since I can only use one screen while doing this all. But prop drilling, man. God, this is so visually disturbing. There we go. So now I can kind of do what I need to, but this is so annoying. So now I'm gonna have to do const is Twitter visible, use state false. Thank you. Now we can go down to this modals container, say something like is, thank you. Oh no, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. We just need to continue to do this. Is Twitter set Twitter Who the heck? Ah. Oh. Okay. It's like, ah. Oh. Did I do that wrong? Ooh, okay, finally, let's see what we got. Finally, bro. Oof. Ah, east. Ah, that was. Oof, my head hurts still from that. The prop drilling is terrible. That is a terrible. That is terrible. They don't have stores or something, or like better reactive state than this. This is insane. Oh God, bro, like that. Oh, my head started to hurt trying to get back into that. Oof. But we got it. We got it. We got the struggle going. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Okay. So now we can put in our information, save it to the database, or at least validate. That's what we need to do. Regardless of anything, we still want to validate. So therefore, we can know whether or not the information works by simply just doing like a me and point pull. Then from that, then we can insert it into the database. And that will be the full flow for Twitter OAuth, and then we can work on the database side of everything, because we're gonna need to redo all the login stuff anyway. And so the fetch in the database isn't a bad issue. We're gonna have to redo that logic set and go through the account and those things, and then we can focus on token flow. But maybe we can do that during the week or something. So I'm happy we got that somewhat done. Oh, and the cancel works. Good. Validate. Oh, I don't like how it closed on validate. That's not good. Like, it should never close on validate like that. But let's breathe. But I still want to make more. Yeah, so Twitter helper TS, we can remove that. And we can breathe. Oh, clean slate. Let's get back into it. Logins, Twitter, here. So what we'll do is go down to where we had to validate. And we do not want, oh, well, yeah. Yeah. And the console log, oh, well, no, this needs validation. Let's I don't have an alert. Is there an alert in this? I feel like there is some sort of React Native alert thing. So I'm not gonna go ham on that. And besides, it's not as important to me. I'd rather have background alerts than, or like console log alerts rather than fingers. Alert.alert. Gotcha. Okay, so import alert. Was it a custom thing that I did or what? Alert with a capital. Why can't I find this? What is this? What? It's an interface. Did I make that interface? That'd be kind of cool. Oh, okay, cool. I was about to be like, okay, so from React Native. Okay, so cool. So, what the hell happened here? Oh, okay, sorry. It's like, my eyes just be catching me off guard. So, alert. And then, alert, and then, please, so, okay, now that works, so we would do that. So if I go like this, validate, cool. Now console logs should show in here all the stuff. Got it. Now what we're gonna do is take that information, take it first, and do a Twitter API call with it. If we could do a Twitter API call with it, then we're pretty much good. We will, I don't know how to ding Twitter directly, but I know where to start. The best place to start would be to go into some lib files I made for APIs, and there should be a Twitter TypeScript file. That's what we're gonna want to make the function to do this. We have an access token function. Do I have an outliner for this? That'd be great, because does that only work? Oh wait, I think I do have an outliner. That may be extremely helpful, because I forget like the project so much. Oh, thank goodness. So an outliner is like the thing that shows me all like the functions and things like this on the left side. It's really helpful. Can I collapse down though? There we go. So we have get Twitter access token, post to Twitter, post image, and post video. But we have no /me endpoint. We have no /me. Okay. I mean, text post to Twitter makes sense. You get your auth, you get your consumer, you do all this stuff, you do the tweeting, you know, and then you do the fetch, and then it's successful, and we're good. All I need is just like an API Twitter to like documentation for a me endpoint. What's happening? I like how it just goes straight to X instead of like what I need. I need your documentation. I love how they just are like access levels. This is why I do not allow like do this. So it's like 1 app per project, 100 reads per month, 500 posts per month. You know, it's like what the heck. It's like, how is anyone supposed to make an OAuth for this? Oh, unless it gets locked via their own API, but not my app. That'd be great. Oh, limiting at the app level? Oh, and user level. Oh, gross. But okay. But anyway, tweets, users. Like, what's the best me endpoint? User look. I don't want to look up users. Tweet lookup? I don't want to look up a tweet either. That will 100 reads a month. That's so I'm just trying to figure out like what's the best thing. Isn't there a me endpoint? I keep saying that like because I'm just like, wouldn't there be a me endpoint? You can authenticate your request to all users, look up endpoints other than the authenticated whatever. I may have to ask ChatGPT how I want to authenticate this, like, or not authenticate, validate, because I don't need to validate like their own stuff for it to work, but I want to make sure it works. User lookup me. Can I just use users to me? Try it. I mean, this is fine by me. About the requesting user, but that'd be great if it gave me back actually perfect information, you know? So we're gonna say something like, don't do anything different than what you have here. You do anything different, like even a little, I'll be so upset. Does this return? This doesn't actually return anything. Besides, I wouldn't want it to return anyway. I'd want to do the validation on the back end. I'd want to do the validation right here. Actually, yeah, we can return it and console log it. Why not? Why not? So then I'm going to say import there's no way there's 3 of those functions. Oh, it's looking through multiple different things and like Python and stuff like that. I was like, what? But actually, it does look a little weird. Like lib helpers. Twitter helpers shouldn't have that. Are they just guessing? But anyway, API's Twitter is where you should be going. Sorry, I was just like, weird. But anyway, then we do, what was the button on the validational? Then we do, is it not an await? Wait, 5? Did it add in some weird shit that I didn't ask for? I swear to you not. If you added in... Oh, wait, no. Twitter payload. What the fuck is a payload? Oh, yeah, I don't need a payload. It's like, what the F? I don't need no payload. Okay. Await expressions are only allowed at the top level of modules. I don't know what you mean by that. But I do know that I was using this in the API caller, so we could just use that and figure out what's going on. Because I know that for a fact was using... Oh. That's not helpful. Because, yeah, I could use a weight on that if this one was a weight. That's not helpful at all. So, background service. Oh, it just runs it. Okay. Alright, then I don't know what I have to do. I'm, like, too tired to do this shit. Don't kind of care. But this isn't a weight, though. Oh. I gotcha. I getcha, bruh. Then can I use a weight here? I gotcha. Nice. I gotcha. Now, what's cool is I could use in these Twitter keys that I shouldn't really have unless I deleted them. I usually delete them, but then I re-add them, and then I delete them, and then I re-add them. But we can find this and see what happens. No, that's not good. It should not remember. Every time you go here, it should not remember. Oh, wait, hold on. Copy. Paste. Yeah. It's gonna be like, I'm about to ruin these. Yeah, and then after the end of this, I will delete this and get me a new set, just so I don't have to keep worrying about it, because it's kind of annoying to get this set done. Like, it's always like a weird set of characters that I'm really bad at getting, understanding. Oh, that... Ooh. Oh. Did it just accidentally publish my stuff as well? That's not good. Content check called. Oh, I forgot to... Oh, my God. There's too many things going on at once. Hold on. It just reads it. It doesn't actually... Oh, okay, good. I thought I was going to be posting. I was like, oh no, it's been posting my content. But that I actually messed up and forgot something extremely important inside of that. I forgot to actually console log the results. I'm so smart. What's crazy is that it just stays like that. That's the wild one. I gotta delete that. That shouldn't happen. Oh, that worked. That was a one-shot work. That's nice, bro. That is nice. Now we know that if it validates and it works and we get back good information, we're good. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to test it out to fail it, get it correct, and then if those are the right things, we do the fetch into the database, or insert into the database for the accounts with this stuff, and then we may just move into shaping out the database as far as everything, which will basically break it, but we'll see how much time we have and what we can do and X, Y, and Z. But this is good. So let's continue on here. We got the results, but I need to be expecting results. It just says data. Twitter user info, data. But let's take away a character because I want to see it go like T, like that. So instead of T, you got R, and then validate, and then we should get an error. Perfect. Status, but we didn't get a status last time, did we? Huh. We didn't get a status. We just got back the information, didn't we? That's the bigger problem. We may need more information on that. I can't see. Twitter user info. It doesn't have status. Like this one does. So let's go back into this side. Why am I all the way at the top here? Outline, I choose you. Where's my new function I just made? There we go. So if but I don't know. Get status. Okay, so yeah, if you're saying that, then yeah. Okay, so yeah, response okay, failed to touch user. No, I don't want to do that. If it fails. Wait, but does that actually show up on the first side though? Because everything would come in, right? Would I just send the response? Can I just send the response? Can I just send the response like this? And then parse it on this side and say something like, okay, then. Okay, and then. Sorry, I gotta go to the restroom, so I'm gonna take a quick little break in a second. But now I'm like flowing, doing good here, so. Nice. 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 That alone is nice. That means that therefore your stuff can be authorized and then inserted in, and then we have that as the account, and we're pretty much good to go. Okay, so I'm gonna take a quick little break. My stomach is kind of killing me. Restroom, and after that, when I come back, the main thing that we're probably gonna do is do the inserting into the database. That may actually be a bit, but I'm actually excited to do it. I want to get into it and get that part done because it's been needing to be refactored for a long time anyway. And the reason that it's going to be annoying is because it's not going to be just about inserting information into the database. We'll need to, as we're cleaning up the database schema, clean up the code as well. Maybe I may even be able to use SQLX for this type of stuff anyway. I just don't know. So there's a bit that I'll have to test with the database, but we can finally focus on that and go from there. So give me a moment here, and I'll be back after I take my break. So actually, I don't even need this. Let's go. I think I have everything I need. So let's get back into it. Flip this over, flip this over. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the database folder, or file rather. We will go into dbservice.ts. This is where most of the stuff is. We have our insert fake data to start up the actual database and stuff. We have our fetch data from all things like content, things like that in the beginning. It's an expensive cost, but it was only because I was a pleb and needed everything there. Fetch content from before current time. I don't know how I have a new one on the same thing, so I'm not gonna. I guess I'll just get rid of that. Fetch user's ID from database. I may not need this anymore. This may be the one that I may not need. Also, I need to double check the database schema. I think I did this last week or two. So let's see. It should be one of these. I just don't remember. I know it's not any of the Oculus ones. I don't think it's any of these here. Yeah, it's not this one, because the one I'm looking for specifically would have an Android schema on it. Yep, this is the one I'm looking for. So the database test file one is the one I'm looking for, where we can essentially change up the whole schema. The one thing I'm worried about, or not sure about, is the Android metadata that was here. This was like stuff that was added in on its own, like because the file wasn't working originally when I was modifying it, and this is actually what makes it harder, because I'm gonna need to create out a DDL of this. I think can I actually write a whole DDL for this whole thing, like generate out a DDL? Nah, not from the whole thing. That sucks. But I mean, I could create out the... Well, no, this actually gets created anyway. What about the other tables? Like, content table. So you can do DDL on that, right? Okay. So essentially, I could basically do a DDL on all the files and stuff I need, and have a script basically maybe ran out with SQLX or something, based on whatever. But I may just have it actually written in static raw code. It's easier sometimes. But the reason I say that is because we're going to need to know how to shape this. We had this one file. I think this is what was going on. We have it published. The post dates, the publish time, the tags, the description, the user's ID, and then the content. This is where we're going to need to change up stuff, because we do not need to have a user ID anymore. I think that was referenced off of this here. Yeah, where you could log in. Oh, but that was the issue. But that's not a problem. No. I wish I could write this, or write a schema for this, or write this better to help people visualize what I'm looking for here. But essentially, what we're looking for is that this connects to the user. So why don't I do this to show a little bit better of what I'm thinking here. Let's move this out of the way, move that out of the way, and let's make up another like tree thing here. Not content, it is users. We don't need users table anymore. That's where everything has changed. Because essentially the users table maps to a different user, like as if you need to sign in with a different user, but you don't need that. We just need accounts. So we just need user providers, and that's all. And if it's there, it's great, but if not, then you know what I mean? Because all we need is essentially the account ID and the provider information. We don't need to collect, for example, like what was this, users, and we get their name and stuff, because we were assuming that like, oh well, you could have a single account, that account can be tied with different things and stuff. It's like, not like, let's not do that. If you put in an account and this is your app, you have access to everything. So from a security standpoint, you know, it's offloaded onto you. You need to make sure your phone is good. I'm not going to make it so that it's locked from each account where only that account can do that. That's like, someone else can build that type of layer of abstraction. And so this changes up things, because now we don't need this table. We could remove the users table, keep the user providers table, and go from there. And as long as they have a provider inside of here, like a general, then you move on to the next thing. And then from there, you can add in more providers. I think the other problem was that the users table was also mapped into what user was going with what thing, and so that also caused another issue as well. Okay. We do not need user ID anymore. And the token information, that's something that comes from the app itself, from those abstractions or whatever. So I don't even need to keep the tokens. Not that I know of. Or whatever. I also need to know how to do the refresh backend on the token as well anyway, because maybe I could like do validation or something, and like the abstraction of the app keeps the token or something, like a refresh. I'll have to verify that. There's so much when it comes to that. But yeah, okay, so essentially we want to I want to essentially clone this up. Well, no, we can remove, we could actually deal with this one. We'll take this, we'll copy all of this information into like Excel real quick. Do I even have Excel on here? I do, but we're not going to use that. We're going to use Calc, because I think, unless I have Excel online, I'd have to pay for it. I'm not paying for Flatline Microsoft product or whatever. What the hell is this? I don't want that. What was that? No. What the fuck is that? Format cells. What is this? Why are you touching my stuff? Like, delete everything. And don't touch my stuff. Now, here. No. Dude, I shouldn't even be wasting time with a rabbit hole like that. That's a waste. Okay, so now we have that. That was just to be able to do this so that we can essentially wipe this whole thing. So we're gonna wipe it and then save from there. And then now that we have that, we could actually go into this and remove this. Remove the user's ID schema from the whole thing, because it's an account ID. The account ID makes sense. We don't need a user ID, so we remove it. Provider ID, provider name. This is actually important. Yeah. Yes, I had to think about that. That makes sense that you want me to do that. Give me a moment. I will take care of that. User providers. Also, needed to do that. Oh, what's in user providers? Oh, nothing's in user providers. Yeah. Wait, oh, man. I'm like freaking out. Like, what happened here? Yeah, you know what? When I see stuff like that, that's a problem. And that's SQLite. What? That's what I was asking. Oh my god. I'm removing that whole thing. Because we don't need user providers. Actually, we do need user providers. We don't need users. Remove the table users. God, effing annoying, man. I don't care about errors. Just work like an Excel spreadsheet. It's literally SQLite. It's not Postgres. I don't care. I don't care. That's how I work. That's how I operate. I don't care. I just get it done. I just get her done. So we're back to it. We're back to the struggle. Let's go back into here. Tables, user providers, the properties of user providers. User ID still needs it. Can't I delete this? The users. I kind of like. I don't get what they mean, but I do get it. But I don't care because I literally don't give an F. Even still, but the reason I'm saying I don't get it is because I don't know where to see that. It doesn't show up in this list, you know. It only shows one key. Hmm. I don't think I need scheduler, social media account ID, content ID, scheduler ID. I don't think I need that. I think I just need content. I don't know what the schedule is for. Yeah, now I remember why. Because Twitter accounts is going to need all of that in a bag of chips. So that's that. That makes sense there. Ooh, hold on. What? This is where we start to just get her fixed. Yeah, my stomach, man. The mornings are terrible. Oh, no, 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 no. Ooh, no. I don't even want to hear what you have to say. I hate the fact that, like, I have to use Shift-Enter to talk. I don't care of the issue. Dude, hate that shit. Thank y'all. Now, I'm going to look at that between that constraint user providers. Okay. Refresh. Now. Oh yeah, because it wouldn't really matter. Yeah, you don't like look up specific ones like that. So yeah, I was like, does this matter? But it's like it doesn't matter. Jeez Louise. Save down. Got it. Now we're good. Never Twitter. Which we'll insert in manually. We won't do that normally. We'll have our meta ones, but do we have meta accounts on here? We don't. What the hell? LinkedIn accounts. Oh, because you don't need to, for this, you don't really need any of this. For Google, for like Google, for Meta, for all of those things, you don't need this. You essentially, the only thing that you need is content, Twitter accounts, user providers. Oh, but that I think is also another problem though. Like, I didn't think about that till just now. We will need Google and Facebook. Like, I actually haven't done the flow of even sending out anything from them, because just because you're authorized doesn't mean anything. I had to think about this. You have multiple accounts. I will need token data. I will need that stuff because those will have to be separate from the accounts that you log into, like to get into stuff. Because Google and Facebook and stuff, it's like, all right, that's cool, it's helpful. But I will need to insert those things. So for now, the only thing I am going to do is I'll leave the Meta one, I'll leave the LinkedIn, I'll leave these things. But they need to be changed. Each table needs to be changed as I go about the flow, because I wouldn't know what I'm going to need for those things off rip. Well, for most part, actually, I will need it, no. But until I get to that flow point where I'm doing those things, it's best to not do it. it's better for me to understand that, like, the overall arching aspect is that I can remove the, like, main accounts layer and then add in this Twitter accounts. But that already is there. What I really need to do from Twitter accounts is remove all of this information. We don't need that. We just need the ID that auto increments, and then the 4 things that make up the stuff: the consumer, key secret, and then the account area. So the account name and the ID, those don't need to matter, because if it's validated, we can also validate by ensuring that in the database that the thing already doesn't exist. Like, we could do that too. So we could check to see. Well, would that be 2 database checks? No, it would be a database check after. We would check first to see if it's there. If it already is there, we send an error. If it isn't, then if it is, then we can insert it in. Call it a day. So we got to delete this. Yeah, and then save it. It's gonna completely F up everything. So yeah, revert. Jeez Louise, man. So generate DDL for this. And then Twitter accounts, we delete it, we re-add. Oh, I keep messing that up. My bad. There's no reason to do any of that. We could just go to the script here. Then refresh. Oh, I shouldn't have did that. But that's fine. We refresh. We delete. Then we remove out the account name and the account ID. We just leave the the incrementational. Then we go like that, and that should now give me the table I'm looking for. If we refresh, there we go. Nah, you don't need to save. So scheduler doesn't really even need to be there either, but we'll just double check that. So Twitter accounts. Okay, so I think we're good now to really actually do the first couple things that we need to check and really fix up in order for this to work. The first thing is the login check, like making sure that we can just get right back into login, then go from that to the accounts, and then go from there. So DB service. Wait, what do I do? Oh, okay. Yeah, my stomach is poking at me, but let's continue on here. We're gonna use Twitter, no. DB service, yes. But we need to actually find the login flow. That actually happens, I think, at the highest level at app TypeScript. Right from here, I'm pretty sure it drops in everything. And then does like if visible, is calendar visible, yeah. Because like if yes or no, that's really what kind of decides that, because if not, you have your login. And the is calendar visible is based off of a couple sets of different things from what I know. Use effect, okay, so in use effect, how many times is this used? Man, my stomach is hurting. It's hurting really bad. Set today's date when the calendar becomes visible. Set up notification service. There has to be more to this. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There has to be more than just these 6 lines that dictate that. But nothing is actually setting it. You have the boolean, we call it, and then it's visible from the component of the prop, most likely. It's like, yeah, it's props. It's a prop, and then in the modal, we do this. Oh, well, we do set calendar is visible. That's probably the wrong thing. That's what it is. There we go. We got 8 of those. That's what I want. But still, no, I'm not seeing what I need. Here we go. That's exactly what I needed. That is exactly tit for tat what I needed. We need this. It's in the authentication service. This gets dropped in, and then this is what we do. We check user ID not found in database. User signed in is signed in. Oh, by Google. We just did by Google, just straight up. Oh. Yeah, you can do that. That's a little lazy, but I mean, yeah, you can do that. But wait, that's for Google, for the login, right? That's if we're doing the scope of Google. Oh, because you would most likely use Google to begin with. Right? Because I was using Google at first for login. You don't need that though. Google's only used for YouTube. So it shouldn't be a forced perspective. I didn't think about that until just right now. That shouldn't be a forced thing. What should happen first is checking the database to know if there's any users inside. That actually should be the first thing. Everything else is more like you would never even check if Google was the one or Facebook was the one. This wouldn't even be a thing. But wait a minute. To me, it doesn't make any sense. Because if it signed in. Oh, does it just say that at the top? I should try to check that when I log into the app. Because this may require way more. And if it requires way more, there's not much else I can do, you know? Yeah, it says user is signed in, and that's the first thing it goes for is Google. Dang, how stupid. And then it checks for the database. That's not good. We should actually not do that. This should only Google sign-in configuration. But that button should only come up when you're using, like, the login. Hold on, my stomach is just, But let's go into the login modal, because the login modal is what I care about more. The thing is, if it says handle login, handle login is a function that gets brought in from some other place. It gets brought in from the authentication service, which I was just at, actually. I don't know how I lost that page. That's actually extremely frustrating. How did I just lose the authentication background page? Okay, cool. So I was like, what the heck? Anyway, authentication service, handle login. But this actually gets to me because I'm going into a rabbit hole, and that's not good. I was just trying to figure out the flow, which was at this point right here. Where is it? Okay, so yeah, check status sign in. So check status sign in is from here, but also login is from here. So I don't even need to do check status sign in. I should instead use a database call for this. I shouldn't be using this. Do I use the database at all here? No, I don't. Okay, so I don't want to do that. Didn't I fix this? Didn't I literally fix this? Oh, no, okay. I copy and pasted. I was like, why is this here? Dude, that was funny. I really? Oh, I must have not been paying attention. Because there's no way. Oh, what? Oh, it's with this. That's right. Oof. There's too much to do. Too much to do. So the handle sign in. Yeah, because this is literally the same thing, the Google sign in thing. So check status. So check sign in status. We don't even need to do this for the check sign in status. This could be used for the flow later. It could be used for flow later. So that's something I didn't think about until just now, but Google. Okay. This just makes it so that now we don't use this. It dies from here. Because, yeah, I want to do that. And then we bring that into here. Because we shouldn't be using this. But also, we should see what else it needed. So, current ID. We won't need that anymore. But then calendar visible set true, we won't need that. Is login visible true. Okay, cool. So that actually helps a lot. Instead, we're gonna get the database contents open. Okay, so error. So then afterward, we're gonna do insert fake data. No. Fetch database. Select from users. Nope, we won't need that anymore. We won't need that anymore because that won't actually exist. The content, yeah. The user providers, yeah. Yeah, these are the only ones that I actually care about right now. And all I want to do is verify if the user providers is good. But can I get an await back? How many places do I use fetch data actually? It's in 2 spots? 78 and what now? Oh, okay. But then we have it in the calendar too. Oh, and then we repull the data. That's fine. If it's just for repulling data afterward, like, you know what I'm saying, then that's totally good by me. Just wanted to make sure. Oh, well, if it is for repulling data, that's not helpful because then we won't. We need to make a specific verify. Like, we'll need to make a function for it. Or we can do it right then and there, but I don't really know if that's helpful. I mean, We don't even put in any SQL commands right in here. Yeah, we don't even have any SQL commands right here, so we might as well just put it into what we need to. So from fetch data, instead of that, it's going to be check if there are any rows in yeah, I was gonna say that should clean that up. And how does it return a boolean though? Where's the return? Oh, this? Of resolve or reject as far as true or false. Actually, I just need an explanation. Okay, so if an account exists. Okay, good. So this is what we'll do. We'll say check if count exists. And then wait, what? What the? Like, this doesn't return anything. It doesn't need anything, does it? I'd be so upset if it... Okay, I was like, what the... Oh, that's a smart way to do it. Let's see how this breaks. I'd be impressed if it works. It broke. It broke. In a way that I do not know of. Hold on, let me do a full refresh on this thing. Oh, there we go. It works. There's probably something else going on. We want to really make sure it works though. Like, just in case. There we go. Nice. So, now, ooh, This would mean, in theory, that everything should work if I switched over everything to use the new database that I have right now for Twitter. But this would mean that for like Google, I mean, like it would be Facebook that we have to deal with, then LinkedIn, then YouTube. You know, but YouTube would be the crazy one because that one has the extra one already. But you know what? Fine. I'm just wanted to make sure that that works. So now that we have the database change, or like the code flowing so that it doesn't require that for login, I think I should be fine. Like now there is the other thing where it's like if you have to get back to that screen and there was nothing and it was fresh, but I'm not even going to do that yet. I'm going to go for the accounts one, and then from there clear out all of my stuff, make sure that the Twitter works straight again, like just straight up, and then after I do that, work on the Google and Facebook and stuff like that in particular. Because like, yeah, once I do the Twitter one and that's out of the way and it just works, then I won't have to worry about that ever again, because that doesn't require refresh token stuff. And so that's going to be a little bit more of an issue there when we get there. But now I think the next thing that I'd want to do is essentially switch out the database so that I'm able to see if the new database can work that I just did all the changes on. If that works and we're able to log in and everything works well, then the next thing after that is to insert in the Twitter information into the database, and we see that information in our tables and stuff like that as an account. If we could do that, where that's set up, then we're essentially good. I actually don't know what the other one's looking for. I should probably have checked. Oh yeah, this broke, right? Because now it can't go off of that. Is that's what's going on? Because yeah, I can go like this, but I can't click on this anymore, and it doesn't even give an error. It just don't work. Unless it did and I just didn't see. Yeah, nah. Oh, what's crazy is it doesn't even show the content like it did before. Oh, probably because it was all based off of the connecting point of the specific user that's logged in with their ID. Now that we're not doing that, that all has to change. Happy I looked at that too before I go any further. So what, really? It has to be the user's table. Was it lowercase? Oh yeah, this is about to be a problem like no one's business. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, well, for one, create table doesn't need to, this doesn't need to be there like that. Oh yeah, I gotta basically redo the whole schema. Social media accounts. Do I even have that table anymore? But yeah, it was just account ID, user ID, platform name. Oh, user ID. Platform name. We don't need those anymore. We don't even need that. We just need user providers. Yeah, because user providers come with the stuff, right? It comes with the provider name, right? Yeah. Besides, social media one didn't even have anything inside of it as far as the data, so it doesn't matter. So no, we actually don't have that. We don't need a uniqueness on this anymore. If that's still stuck on that, I'd be like having an issue. Yeah. What the hell? There's so much on this. Hold on. User provider ID. User provider ID text. Foreign key. What the hell is going on? I'm starting to get annoyed at myself. Provider, user provider. So provider name. What? Provider name, provider ID text. We don't need this foreign key thing. SQL. We don't need schedule tables either. Because again, nothing was on that. Content is the only one I'm fine with. Unless something's changed on that one. Oh yeah, I should have also double checked on content. Because user ID ain't gonna matter. That's a fact, that's not gonna matter. Darn, that's like another thing I have to worry about. Oof. Content type. Sorry, my mic. Okay. So foreign key we can remove. So we're not gonna use that. I'm gonna remove this, and then we can run this whole thing. What the hell? There we go. Refresh. Then table content. Content. There we go. So content ID, that's just going to do its own thing. Content type is a post. Wait, let me see. It's a post. Content data. Sweet, okay, we got that back. We fixed that. Now we need to go into here and essentially do the same thing where we remove this, we remove this, and then from there, meta accounts, we can leave this here, but I mean, like, the account name, the ID, I mean, I guess, yeah, the account name and the ID and stuff, because then we can use that to kind of differentiate between the accounts, I guess. I don't know how I'll do that, but I'll figure it out. But yeah, the meta ID, then the account ID for this. Oh, this is the important one right here. This is the one where I'm gonna take over the Twitter account and say ID. Because we're not going to get their name. There'd be no point for that in particular. Like if we're saving that up. But we wouldn't have any reference to what the person's account is. We could keep the account name. We are going to need something. I might as well have kept the name. The name is not something that needs to be inserted until after we get the me endpoint anyway. So we'll just add account name to this. Back. text. So yeah, that just helps for that, and then cool. Yeah, access to here. Cool. LinkedIn accounts, sure, why not? So that helps there, but that doesn't really get to the main point of what we need. We need to get this into the source or capture, because there's too much going on here. Users np.me. Insert into name. Insert into users. Oh, yeah, inserting the provider ID into the database. Because when you add a user, you're going to be taking their stuff. But you don't really need to do that. You just need the provider's ID. It's a name. Huh. Okay. Excuse me. Ugh. Stomach. And then that's how we do that. Yeah, because I just want that gone, actually. Now everything else is not about that, so but we still need to know where this is being used. Because the account modal, you do this like multiple times. We won't need this though. We can insert the provider into the new database, but then we would need to. Is this for Google? Oh, okay. Oh, what the f- There's two of them? Why are there two? Was it me being lazy? Was it me having to insert, or was it too hard to prop in, so I just made it twice? Like, why is this here twice? What the heck? And I didn't insert from the top? Look, at that point, I have no clue as to what the heck is going on. That's all I know. Because I'm not gonna... Is this the exact same code, though? Oh, no, it's from this one. Wait, they're the same. Am I crazy? 207. 260 something. I know I didn't do this twice. Yeah, I didn't do that twice. So it was always just not there in the provider one. That's so effing weird. But if this is really the case and they're like the exact same now, it makes no sense to even have this. Or like this one, I mean. Yeah, like that's so weird. Why would I have this whole thing? Good, so we have that cleaned up. So we got that there, this used there, it's used there. Now we got this over here and this authentication. Ooh, nice, like it. So we got all that going, but we still have nothing for the content and nothing for accounts. Like it just don't even work. That's the funniest part about the whole thing. It don't even work. We're pretty much done for today. We won't be able to get through much, but I did a lot, and I think the best thing right now is if we can try to at least get the accounts up and working again. But I don't know as to how that could have happened. Like we have the accounts modal, yes. Oh, is there a lock on the page or something like that? Or is there a lock on the button that makes it so that it doesn't work? No, this is when it all comes up full screen. It's set it, new count is visible, or whatever. We are close. We are close. All I need is a simple button. It's an app.typescript, isn't it? App.typescript. Okay. But the problem is that when I tap on any of the account button, it doesn't do anything. Like, so regardless of anything, it almost doesn't even matter. Like, unless that Google flow from the auth service is something that to be questioning. Oh no, you just say login visible, like if you needed it. It would just say calendar visible is set to true, which we already did. Oh yeah, but setting the current user's ID, that's not going to be a thing anymore after this. But when I go to the accounts modal, it's not like we're going to be using that. Like, so I don't know why that doesn't show up or not. But hold on, we can know that in the footer. If we go to the footer, why is the specific footer the hardest thing for me to find sometimes? But anyway, it's set account visible true. Set is account visible true. It's like nothing's happening though when I do that, which is extremely weird. Extremely weird. Like, account is visible. Should be try to true. What am I gonna say? Yeah, see, like, I don't like that. Yeah, where nothing was happening. I need to see things happening, yeah. So we know that the button's working. If I go to is post tweet, that works. The camera works. And settings work. But when I do accounts, is set account visible? You know what? I just am curious. Lol, that's funny. That must mean that the account itself is having some sort of issue with visibility. What the heck is the accounts modal? Why is there so much logic in this? Yeah, it is visible. Oh, wait, what? Did I type it wrong in here? Hold on. Did I type it wrong? It's supposed to be is visible. What the hell? What the hell? Am I just insane right now? What the hell is going on? Oh, yeah, on the other side. Is setting visible? But when I go to the accounts modal, what about the settings modal? Oh yeah, I can check the settings modal. That could be helpful. Because I'm like, what happened? The reactable props is visible boolean. see. So the props. Oh no, interface that void, and then is visible. Wait. I don't care about that. I care about is visible being shown here. Yeah, so is visible being shown here. Fetch social media accounts. Select account ID provider from oh, based on the user ID. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. But how are we getting this variable? Oh God, no. What type of variable is this? Actually, why are we even doing this? But still, just the sheer fact that it's there that many times. That is such a problem. All right. Yeah, I need to be serious because sometimes it'd just be like doing whatever the F it wants, and we're just like, what the f. What the fuck, man? All right. Cool, that solves that bull crud. Actually, what am I doing there? Jeez, it's so many freaking places. Hardly doubt that that was the issue, though. Yeah. But I had to get that all up out of there. And now I forgot where I was even going with this. Because that, like, that ID thing was so weird. Okay, so where was I here? Oh yeah, so I was on account set visible. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on with the difference between these two, because account should just show up now at this point. I don't understand. I don't understand why that's not showing up, and it's really annoying, actually. I have no clue why that's not showing up. And I'm really getting mentally frustrated. I'm not seeing what I want to visually see in front of my face right now. Because I don't even care about the calendar being visible or not, to be honest. I don't even know why that's even here. Like, what the hell is this about? Was that the issue? I just want accounts to be visible. Something must be going on, but I can't tell. And why am I in settings again? There was a variable in here that was very important. So yeah, it's visible, visible, and visible. What the fuck? Oh, they're two params for it. Okay, so. But this one comes in from accounts. Oh no, not accounts. It'd have to come in from some other place. Hold on. Apps, TypeScript, the footer, sure. But what annoys me is the settings. Why am I not seeing any word for the word settings now? What the fuck is that? Okay, so it's in the footer. We need the app TypeScript up again. That's what it is. Because we're going to have to plot every single path that this fucking thing takes. Like everything, from the beginning. It has to start here. There's 5 of them. Why are there 5 of them? Because I'm going to have to literally go, oh goodness, go through each and every single one. So there's 5. 5 of these. Okay, so modals, that goes into modal 2. Is account visible? Is account visible? Is settings visible? Is settings visible? Set is account visible. And that goes into there. In the modals one, and it goes in the calendar one. Oh, I think I found the issue. Yeah, I found the issue. That has to be the issue. Thank goodness. It's something like this. This makes way more sense. It's the fact that the settings have both variables. Wait, right? No, it doesn't. We have is calendar visible, but we don't have that. We have where's is settings visible? Yeah, is settings visible gets dropped in to the modal. Is settings visible? Oh wait, map that back downward. So we only have 3. Is accounts visible? Map it down to 3. Map it down to 3. Okay, so is accounts visible? Yeah, this is where I want it to be. I was like, what the hell? So is account, and then the 2. And then the 2. Then we go into modals. Oh, I got an error here. Oh, yeah. Oh, let's remove that. If that works, I'd laugh, but yeah, I didn't think that was the case. But now we take this, and we can look on both sides. Because now in settings mode, we have is settings visible. That comes from a Boolean. That comes from this. Okay. Now is accounts visible? That's a Boolean. It comes from this. It works. When it is visible, is account visible, and we go into there. And then the final thing, settings versus accounts. So it says is setting visible. Well, no, for them it is visible. So is visible, and then is visible, and I may not use the use effect on the social media accounts. It's the only other thing I can think of, but still didn't do anything, so that doesn't matter. So, but let's get back to where this is. So we have it in props here. Oh, the fuck? Oh. Yeah, I have it in 6 places here. That's not good. So is Boolean. We got that. Good. Next one is the props. Got that. Good. Next one is this use effect. We'll skip that and just assume of whatever. That's why we have the 4. So then, yeah, we're on 3. Should be good. Oh. Visible. Can't we just, like, not have that for a second then? If that was really the case? Yeah, it's still not working. What the hell? What the hell is going on? It makes no sense, and what is even more annoying is that I wouldn't be able to know why that's not working at all. Like, there's nothing that would stop me from, I mean, there's nothing that I would know. I just wish I could print the goddamn fucking state. Where's the console log again? Where's the console log? Account button pressed. In the fucking footer. Oh, God. It's like I don't need the talking. No, that's not going to help. It's just going to show a function. I'm at a point where I don't know what the hell happened. I genuinely don't. And it's so bad, I'm gonna have to go backward. There's nothing I can do about this. This is absolutely insane. Because I can't even find where the fuck any of this is causing an issue. Even at the smallest level. Like, I just tracked all the variable state. All of it. It would have made some sort of slight sense had something not work or whatever, but I can't figure it out. So there's only one other way to do something like this, and this is extremely frustrating, but I'm gonna have to do this. There's nothing else I can do for this type of stuff, and I'm running out of time. And so what you do is you revert everything back, every single thing that you did right now. You save it into a new file, and you just go way back, like way back. Like, that's all I can do. Like, I don't care of the errors, I don't care of anything else. I just want that window to come up, and the moment it does, that's when we can figure out what the F is going on here. Wait, hold on, I need to go backward. Damn it. Okay. So many files I changed. Why is this a problem now? Isn't the auth thing up? Or no, it's not up anymore. It's like, What's now the problem? Is it something in the DB service? Is there some other thing that's causing an issue? Some other thing? I don't know what that is. I really could care less. What is this? It's an other file. I modified so many files. Finally, whatever the fuck happened, that was recent. That was within that last show hit or whatever. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost sure. It wasn't just at this. There was no way. It wasn't an authentication service. It's one of these three files at least. At least we know it's between that, the auth, and the DB. Okay, cool. All right then. Okay, so I don't feel as bad because I'm like, at least we know that there was something with this, and it's still. But you know what? It makes sense. Where like I think what the problem was, or that the main thing was, is that I was trying to deal with the accounts when the accounts wasn't the issue. It's something else with the calendar. That makes way more sense as far as an issue. Oh yeah, like the DB data, for example. Where the hell's that coming from? Oh, did I comment out the fetch? I commented out the fetch data. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what the fuck happened. I commented out the fetch data, bro. That is exactly what happened. Probably. We don't know, but I'm assuming that's probably what happened. The fetch data, yeah, that probably. I thought for sure that would have been I thought for sure that would have been the fix. I was like, yep, that got to be it. Like. But I mean, we could be getting errors now that I could at least see. I don't like how it says database opened. What? That was in the wrong. Oh my God. Yes. Oh, well, I mean, we got closer. It's like, that was definitely the issue, dude. Oh my God, I was an idiot. How did I forget that? Like, the fetching the data into there. Oh, jeez. But the accounts, though, is still being a iffy, sniffy. I mean, it's pretty difficult, though. Because at this point, then I'd have to go back in and still see if there was anything. Was there anything different, you know? Was it really the auth that did this? The auth. We'll keep that, but... I don't feel like that's the issue, though. Dang. I don't know what the heck was going on with accounts. But you know what? I have another idea. A completely different idea comparatively to all of this other crud that I should have realized beforehand. Let's put this all back. I do need to go to the restroom. But we're so close to being done. It's not a big deal if we do a little bit of struggle. A little bit of struggle never hurt no one, man. That's what got it. That's the issue. It made it so that that was like not possible to press with that freaking variable there. That's what it was. We're done. We're done, we're done, we're done. That's what it was. It was that freaking variable. It was a simple variable blocking it because of the current ID thing. Got it, got it, got it. Now, just to make sure that I don't have to deal with that again, we're gonna make sure that that's completely wiped from the whole database. That's no good. We remove this. We remove it from the modal, and then this. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, okay. And then from there, remove it from there too. And I'm liking this. This is good. This is good. Now, show me why you care so much. Okay. Still like how it don't have that anymore. I don't know where you're getting that from. It don't have that either. Oh, the word set. My bad. What the heck? Oh. Yeah, that'll cause a straight up issue real quick. And handle login required it? Oh my god. I'm happy I'm really going through this. Set current. Yeah, we don't need that anymore. Oh my goodness. Doing a full refactor just from like changing the database schema. Oh yeah, we can remove that. Wait, was it required here? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, it's up at the top here. Let's be like, hold on, pal. God dang, there's so many places that it was needed and used. But yep, we're good now. Now we're, I think, actually officially good for the day at least. Like I can actually calm down, not be worried and wondering what the heck is going on. So we did a good amount here. We got the Twitter pretty much set up. We weren't able to do the database stuff, so I'll probably create a new issue for that and insert Twitter into database. You know, and then I did some of the database redesign for access token, and then refresh. Yeah, I mean, I'll just instead say database design. I mean, okay, so we'll make a couple issues right here. So that's all we'll do. We'll say something like refactor removed remove main account requirement. At master jx9 and okay, so we have that refactor. Remove main account requirement. We also are going to do Twitter to Twitter add credentials to database, which will be next. And then once we have that saved in to the API call, like into the database, then we can actually do a full holistic test. And then we can say login. Twitter. I'll say login. Test. Twist. Page. So this is essentially good here, because then I can say get add dot. There shouldn't be anything else that I should be worried about when it comes to this. My notes and everything should be saved. So get add dot get commit m. Wait, well, what is the commit language? I don't remember. It's something. We can find out from my history by just going into our Kerrigan app data, roaming, Microsoft, Windows, PowerShell, PS read line, console history, write line type stuff. And then from there, what we're going to do is do commit m. Let's see. That can't be it. There we go. This is it. So we're going to do that type of writing. So we're going to say commit m hashtag, let's see, 2024 hashtag 25. Did I actually make another one of these? Okay, hashtag 25. And then from there we're gonna say git commit that, and then uh, 25 in Meetup 3/23/2005. And there we have it. Man, that was a little wild. I was all over the place today. I was getting really annoyed. But I mean, it's normal, to be honest. You just want things to work. You're wondering why things are failing. That I think the hardest part of working on this was kind of remembering how the logic worked between the components and like the buttons themselves, like physically the buttons, you know? Like it was super weird, like, because it's like everything basically exists, and the only thing that's stopping it from showing up on the screen or not is from a use state effect to show the modal, because they're all modals. They're, you know what I mean? So for me, it's like a completely different like idea and logic, because I'm not normally used to flowing through like modules like that, but it makes the most sense. So it just kind of threw me off. It took up a bit of time. We were also able to get the Twitter UI set up. We were able to validate Twitter as well, which was pretty big. We weren't able to get to inserting the information into the database. We probably could have squeezed that in, but I don't want to run into any rabbit holes. Essentially, what I did after this was refactor the database just a little bit, just so that it can basically be ready for not having to have a single account requirement in particular. And from that, then I think it's pretty much ready for Twitter credentials to be inserted into the database. And essentially what I meant is that before, with the app, when you would log in, it would basically require you to log in if there are no accounts, but then it would use the first login account that you have as the main account, so that therefore if someone wanted, let's say your phone was being used by multiple people, each person can have their own account, and inside of that account they can have multiple different providers. But I thought that was too much. In reality, most people only, or they're not sharing their phones like that. And so at the end of the day, I thought that was kind of stupid, and so it took a bit to kind of undo my stupidness from a couple of months ago, which is what you saw me here doing with that refactoring, trying to remove all the requirements of needing like a current user's ID, because you don't need a current user ID. The only thing that should stop you from logging in to the actual calendar part is if there are no accounts at all. If there are accounts, then you should be able to access the information even if you're no longer able to log in. That's going to be handled by the back-end process of Notify to keep out, the background scheduler along with Notify to ensure that your tokens are refreshed and you can basically re-log into them if possible. That'll be a completely different scenario. So I think we did pretty good today. Next week will be about inserting the Twitter stuff into the database. And then from there, after we know that it's inserted into the database, we'll do a quick little API call test to ensure that it actually uses the credentials from the database, which should be really simple. That should be all in that day. And if everything works and we don't run into rabbit holes, I'm hoping that then we could work on doing it straight from scratch, like straight login from Twitter. I sign out of everything. And I just use Twitter to do things. That would be useful to know that the login works. But that's where the rabbit hole might lead us. May start to get murky, because if you guys remember or have seen before, even though I had changed the database schema today on dbeaver, right? Even though I changed it here, I didn't actually push this new database to the phone's emulator. Right, I only made it reshaped so that I can't even say. I only made it so that the code itself would basically rebuild out the database if there was no database at all. So if I wiped the whole thing and it just needed to start from scratch, I recreated everything on there so that it could start fresh. But it would be nice to be able to move this over, so I may spend some time doing that. But if not a big deal. We do have the code that will recreate the database schema of what we need. And so we'll spend a little bit of time on that. And then after that whole section that we've done, and we get that working along with the login specifically, so that it's not just from an account. It's like, let's say you just start the app fresh, you don't have any accounts, and you log in with your Twitter one, and that works, then we'll be done for next week. And we can decide what to go to from there. So that is it, everyone. I'm going to close out of the Teams meeting here. Let's see here. In the meeting. And I'm ending the stream. It was fun like usual. I'm going to spend some time with my dog and talk with my spouse. Have a good one, everyone.